What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to Veve Vibes, where I love talking all things Veve NFTs, speculation, and of course the market. So before we hop into the topic of this video, I do want to give a huge shout out, and that might be something I'll do probably more often in my videos, which I'll probably leave the people that have donated most recently on my stream. That kind of helps support the channel, so I really appreciate that. So Real Property, your local scalper, Execu Speak, Travis, if you do donate multiple times, your name will show up multiple times, which is always fun. Also, if you guys do want to follow me on HRO, it's just HRO at Vibes, and then also on Veve. I used to have my QR code there, but since we can't transfer or trade or do anything, I kind of took that off. But if you do want to follow me on Veve, you can follow me at Fastos, or as well as Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare at 9.9999 million gems. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So what is shadow banning? So a lot of shadow banning can mean a bunch of different things based on the platform that you're currently on. So I actually did a quick Google search on Wikipedia. Some people call it shadow banning, stealth banning, ghost banning, comment ghosting, like all kinds of terms for it. But basically it's the practice of blocking or partially blocking a user from their content, some areas of an online community, such that it'll be not readily apparent to the person that's been banned. You know, in this case, sometimes if you do a search for a typical YouTube account, or maybe for a certain user, they just won't show up in the search engine at all. Sometimes it's you're completely barred from certain online features. It'll tell you that there's an error, there's something wrong, but that's not necessarily the case. You're basically just barred from even just interacting with that part of the content. So that's kind of one thing I want to mention here is I actually learned this just recently with the most recent drop. I think it was the Spider-Man as well as the Human Torch like combo comic. So for the longest time, and in case you guys don't know, I do use two phones on drops, and that's completely okay. There are a lot of users that use 3 phones, 4 phones, as long as it doesn't get to like a ridiculous amount. So far Veve said is fine. I've noticed that my extra phone, I've never put gems on this extra phone. I've always just, for the longest time when transfers were available, I'd always just transfer it gems, play the drop. If I get it, great. If not, I just transfer the gems right back, and then it's almost like as if nothing happened. So far this my extra phone has never had gems transferred over to it. So essentially what shadow banning means, and it's something I've seen a lot in Veve Vault stream, even people mention it in my stream. I know it was most recently mentioned at I think 2 AMAs ago, where Reese kind of talked about it. To be honest, I think it was a Twitter space, so it's kind of hard to find that information, and I don't want to go through the whole 2.5-3 hour Twitter space to find a one minute question that was asked. But essentially, Reese, someone did ask like, hey, what's up shadow banning? I noticed my extra phone just can't go for the drop at all. You guys typically see something like this, right? We've all seen this, whether you win the drop or when you don't win the drop because it's all sold out, or if you're shadow banned. That's another thing. Shadow banning typically happens when you have a second phone. On your main phone, I would assume at some point you upload a gem so you can actually play drops. So your main phone is probably fine, but this is usually an issue when people have multiple phones they're trying to go for drops. You'll see this, all editions have been allocated. And for the longest time I thought, I'm like, man, like why does my other phone just not, is it always just late? Like what's going on? But I noticed that sometimes I can buy multiple NFTs on a drop with my main phone, but my other phone I just can't. It'll just keep saying this, all editions have been allocated to other users over and over and over, even though my other phone I'm just like buy. I could do it over and over again. So essentially what Reese said, it was something along the lines of like, well, there's an issue with like the purchasing not algorithm, but something wrong with like the purchasing end of things, and they might fix it. I'm not entirely sure what was said, but all he said was just there's something wrong with the purchasing, which is technically true. So one thing that I found out which does fix this 110% of the time, and it's something I wanted to test because we do have that Disney Villains drop coming up on Saturday, which is, I was like, you know what, I'll try it. This is something I heard on Veve Vault stream from other viewers. Veve Vault himself has said it. People on my stream have said it. So this is pretty anecdotal from multiple sources, but I feel like if you have enough sources talk about it and it's true and it worked for me, it's got to be true. So I wish I had a video showing you guys of me trying it before and it didn't work, and then like me purchasing the gems and then going back. I forgot to record it on my phone, but it ended up did working. So what you have to do essentially is just buy gems on that account. So on my main phone, I've purchased probably a couple hundred gems since I've been on the account for, you know, the last like 9 months or something like that. But on my other phone, I'd never bought gems. I always just transferred it gems or transferred it NFTs, but I've never actually bought gems on this account. So essentially all you need to do, and it's confirmed with Android, I would assume it's confirmed with iPhone, but I assume most of the people that have confirmed that it works uses iPhone as well. All I had to do was buy 5 gems. I did this about 5 minutes before the drop, and sure enough, I bought 5 gems, got uploaded to my account. I tried going for the drop and it worked just completely fine. So I didn't get this error anymore which said all editions have been allocated. So for all of you guys that do have multiple phones and you're trying to go for the drop, and it's weird how one phone you can just keep buying over and over and over again, and when your other phones just keeps on saying it, you know, all editions have been allocated, it just does it over and over again. What you need to do is basically just buy gems on that account. So just link your credit card, your debit card, whatever it is. I think it's fine. I don't think Veve really reads into like the actual card number or the name. So if you do have the same card on multiple phones, I do think that's completely fine. It's going to be really interesting how all this plays out once KYC is actually rolled out to the platform. If KYC is rolled out and you're basically barred from going for drops based on you not being a unique user, or you need to have certain KYC, whatever it is, I'm sure you could use family and friends and stuff like that to go for it. But as of right now, it seems like the only way you can kind of get a phone that's never put gems on the app to work, and you're not getting that all editions have been allocated error over and over and over again, you just need to buy gems. It's worked for me. I did it, like I said, about 5 minutes before this comic drop, and I wanted to make sure that this phone was able to work before that Disney villain drop on Saturday, because that will be a drop I'll most likely be going for. It's going to really depend on what the Medium article says here in probably the next few hours when they do release it. So just wanted to share this. So a lot of people didn't know what shadow banning was. Some people thought it was a myth. It definitely works. It's worked for me. You know, I know it's anecdotal, but I've heard it from tons of other people in the community that run multiple phones. And so that is basically the fix that I've seen. Is there another fix? Potentially, but this is the one that I know works for sure. All I did was upload 5 gems. It worked perfectly fine. I don't think you need to upload any more than 5 gems. All they need, I think there's some sort of mechanism or some sort of algorithm or whatever it is on the back end of Veve where it says, look, we want to make sure that this account is legit. We want us to see actually money be put into the app the legit way to kind of confirm that it's a legit account, right? At the end of the day. And this kind of started happening shortly after they disabled the transfers and all that stuff, probably like a few weeks back. So before we can do gem transfers, and then a few weeks after that, they just completely disabled NFT transfers. And I think this is their way of just determining whether you're a legit user, because people that have tons of bots are not going to upload gems, you know, on it the legit way. Probably not likely at all whatsoever. So I think it's just for people that are legit and they do want to win drops the normal way, the legal way, whatever it is, with 2 phones, they can just put 5 gems on the account. So all right, and for the 5 people out there that don't know how to buy gems on the app, so what you first want to do is on the homepage, it's going to look like this. It's going to show all the recent drops and stuff, and towards the very bottom, it's going to say collection, feed, market, as well as profile. So first what you do is go to your profile, and you're going to see this. You're going to see your collectibles, your wallet, all that stuff. At the very top, it's going to say wallet, and this is going to look different for iPhone users, I would imagine. So this is what it looks like for Android. I just have 2 Android phones. You're going to see your gem balance. It's going to say transactions. You don't want to go there, but just below that, it's going to say get more gems. It's going to say if you do not need gems in your wallet to participate. I would still highly likely you preload gems if you're going for a drop. There's been many times where people have won a drop, try to load gems, and it's just too slow, or it just doesn't happen in time, and it just does not work. So and it says I've read and understand. Just click that, and then you can upload as many gems, or you can basically deposit as many gems as you want to your account. So when I did it, it just took 5 gems. It completely unlocked, it unshadow banned my account. But all you need to do is attach a debit card or a credit card. To be honest, on my other phone, I didn't even put in like my actual name. I kind of wanted to keep that separate, so I just put it on my credit card, and it worked pretty straightforward. It was relatively easy. All right, I think I've milked this video long enough. If you guys have any questions or anything like that about shadow banning, whether you guys think it still exists, or if you guys do have any other way to kind of fix all this stuff up, please let me know down in the comments below. Hope you guys take care. Be sure to double and triple check all of your guys' listings so you don't screw yourself over, and I'll catch you guys next time.